This winter has been relentless for the eastern U.S. Storm after storm, deep cold, and a sense that the season just won't let up. For weeks now, residents have watched as snow piles higher and higher, and the bitter wind cuts through even the warmest layers. It's a winter that's tested patience, preparation, and endurance, with each new system bringing fresh challenges to communities already weary from the last round. The snow seems endless, falling in thick, steady waves that blanket neighborhoods and transform familiar streets into icy obstacle courses. The sky is often a heavy gray, with storm clouds looming overhead, hinting at more trouble to come. For many, the daily routine now includes shoveling driveways, scraping windshields, and bracing for the next blast of Arctic air. Every week brings a new system, and the cold air just won't budge. The snow accumulates relentlessly, layer upon layer, as if winter is determined to leave its mark. Time-lapse footage shows the transformation, lawns, cars, and rooftops disappearing beneath a thickening white shroud. It's a pattern that's become all too familiar, with little relief in sight. Our temperatures have been dangerously low, making even a quick trip outside risky. The wind bites at exposed skin, and the air feels sharper than ever. Thermometers struggle to rise above freezing, and for many the simple act of stepping outdoors requires layers of protection. The cold is more than uncomfortable, it's hazardous, especially for the vulnerable. From the Midwest to Maine, this stubborn Arctic air mass has defined the season. Towns and cities across the region are united by a shared struggle against the elements. Rural roads are coated in ice, and even the most prepared communities are feeling the strain. The landscape is transformed, with snowdrifts lining highways and small towns, blanketed in white as far as the eye can see. The jet stream is dipping far south, opening the door for more cold and guiding storms right across the country. This powerful river of air in the upper atmosphere acts like a conveyor belt, steering one system after another into the heart of winter's grip. Meteorologists are watching closely as the pattern shows no sign of breaking, and the cold air remains firmly entrenched. This week, we're tracking two systems, a fast-moving clipper and a potentially major storm for Valentine's Day weekend. The first will sweep through quickly, bringing bursts of snow and gusty winds, while the second could bring significant snowfall, ice, and widespread impacts just as people are making holiday plans. The timing couldn't be more challenging, with travel and safety concerns top of mind. The cold air already in place means even weaker storms can cause big problems: snow, ice, and travel headaches. Roads become treacherous in an instant, and even a light coating of snow can lead to accidents and delays. Snowplows work around the clock, but keeping up is a constant battle. For drivers and commuters, every trip requires extra caution and patience. As we start this week, be ready for another round of winter's worst. Residents are stocking up on supplies, checking emergency kits, and preparing for the possibility of power outages or being snowed in. The overcast sky and swirling flurries are a reminder that winter's grip is far from over, and everyone needs to stay vigilant. We'll break down what to expect from both storms, timing, totals, and impacts. Our team of meteorologists is tracking every development, analyzing the latest data, and preparing detailed forecasts to help you plan ahead. Whether you're concerned about school closures, travel disruptions, or just how much snow will fall, we've got you covered with the information you need. Stay alert. This active pattern means conditions can change fast. Weather alerts and warnings may be issued with little notice, so keep your devices charged and pay attention to updates. It's a time for caution, preparation, and looking out for neighbors who may need extra help. Let's dive into the details and see what this extraordinary winter has in store for us next. First up, the Alberta Clipper, a quick low-moisture system racing southeast from Canada. It's not a blockbuster, but it brings a burst of snow and messy commutes. The Clipper will sweep through the Great Lakes and Northeast from today into Wednesday. Its speed means snow falls and moves out within 24 hours, but don't underestimate it. The southern side drags in milder air, setting up a battleground for snow, sleet, or freezing rain. A narrow zone from Michigan to upstate New York could see icing. Just a small shift in track changes everything. Forecasting these clippers is tricky. A few miles can mean the difference between snow, ice, or rain. We're watching that potential icing zone closely. For those in its path, travel could get treacherous fast. What will this clipper leave behind? Most will see 1-3 inches of snow, a nuisance, but enough to slow you down. Higher elevations in New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire could see up to 6 inches. Great for ski resorts, tough for travel. The real wild card is ice. A thin glaze from Michigan to upstate New York could turn roads into skating rinks. Even a tenth of an inch of ice is dangerous, weighing down trees and power lines. The transition from snow to ice can happen over short distances, so your exact location matters. One town gets snow, the next gets freezing rain. Stay tuned to your local forecast, conditions will change quickly. The storm's impacts will be felt from Tuesday into Wednesday. Be ready for a messy commute and changing precipitation types. Preparation is key for this fast-moving system. The Clipper brings a brief, welcome thaw. Temperatures jump from single digits to the 40s for many. It'll feel like spring, but only for a moment. The warmest air arrives with the storm, then cold returns as it moves out. Snow, ice, and temperature swings will make travel tough. Major interstates, like I-81, I-87, I-91, and I-93, are in the storm's path. Wednesday morning's commute could be especially messy in cities like Boston and Albany. As temps rise, some melting occurs, but refreezing Wednesday night could create black ice. Thursday morning's commute may be even more dangerous. Watch for hidden ice patches. The storm may be gone, but road hazards linger. Stay cautious even after the last snowflake falls. Don't let the brief warmth fool you. Winter isn't done yet. Vigilance on the roads is a must. As the Clipper exits, eyes turn to a bigger threat for Valentine's Day weekend. Forecast models hint at a major storm tracking up the East Coast around February 14th. Unlike the Clipper, this one could be slow-moving and powerful, tapping Gulf and Atlantic moisture. Two main tracks are possible, southern or northern, each with very different impacts. The storm's path depends on high pressure to the north. Its strength and position will steer the system. Forecasters are running dozens of model simulations to pin down the track. Over the next 48 hours, the picture will get clearer. For now, everyone along the East Coast should prepare for a potentially disruptive weekend. If the storm takes a southern track, it hugs the Gulf and southeast, bringing rain to major I-95 cities. The cold air stays north, so most see rain, not snow, except for the Appalachians, which could get a wintry mix. Heavy rain would help drought-stricken areas from Texas to the Carolinas. But too much, too fast risks flash flooding. Dry ground can't absorb water quickly, so runoff could overwhelm streams and urban areas. Severe thunderstorms are possible, with damaging winds, hail, and even tornadoes in the Gulf states. This scenario brings needed rain, but also flooding and severe weather threats. The southern track is a double-edged sword: drought relief, but new hazards. Stay alert for flood watches and severe weather alerts if this track develops. If the storm takes a northern track, it barrels inland through the Ohio Valley and Northeast, setting up a classic scenario for a major winter storm. This path is notorious for unleashing some of the most memorable snow and ice events in recent history, as it taps into deep reserves of cold air and moisture. As the system pushes north, it draws in frigid Arctic air from Canada, colliding with milder air to the south and creating a volatile mix primed for heavy, wintry precipitation. With cold air firmly in place, millions from the Midwest to New England are at risk for significant snow and dangerous ice. Cities like Chicago, Cleveland, and Detroit could see roads quickly become treacherous, while rural areas may be blanketed in deep snowdrifts. In New England, the threat intensifies as snow and ice pile up on rooftops and power lines, increasing the risk of structural damage and outages. Major metropolitan areas along the I-95 corridor, including New York, Philadelphia, and Boston, could be in the bullseye for a foot or more of snow. This corridor often becomes a battleground, where snow, sleet, and freezing rain compete, making travel extremely hazardous. Commuters may face gridlock, and public transit systems could be disrupted for days. Prolonged periods of icing are possible, especially near the transition zone where temperatures hover around freezing. Here, roads can become sheets of ice, and even a thin glaze can make driving nearly impossible. Power lines and trees are especially vulnerable, as accumulating ice adds tremendous weight. Heavy ice accretion can snap tree limbs and bring down entire trees, leading to widespread power outages that may last for days. Utility crews will be on high alert, ready to respond to downed lines and restore electricity, but dangerous conditions could slow their efforts. For the South, this northern track means less rain and fewer impacts, but for the Northeast, it's shaping up to be a blockbuster snow and ice event. Cities from Albany to Portland could see some of their biggest snow totals of the season, while the South breathes a sigh of relief. Emergency management teams are already monitoring the situation closely, coordinating with local officials and first responders. Preparations are underway for potential road closures, emergency shelters, and rapid response to power outages. The stakes are high, and communities are urged to stay informed and ready. Over the next several days, meteorologists will be watching the models closely to see which scenario plays out. Small shifts in the storm's path could mean the difference between a manageable snowfall and a crippling blizzard or ice storm, while winter weather enthusiasts may be hoping for a picturesque snowfall. The risks are very real. From dangerous travel to power outages and property damage, this storm could have far-reaching impacts on daily life. Stay tuned as forecasters continue to analyze the latest data and models zero in on the final track. The outcome will determine whether the Northeast faces a winter wonderland or a dangerous disruptive storm. This winter's deep freeze has been more than a cold snap. It's a weeks-long Arctic siege, gripping the region in a relentless chill that refuses to let go. The cold has settled in, seeping into every corner of daily life, and its effects are far-reaching, touching everyone from families to businesses, and even the city's infrastructure. Day after day, temperatures have barely climbed above single digits. The bitter air bites at exposed skin, and the cold's impact is everywhere you look. Streets that once bustled with activity are now quieter, as people hurry from place to place, faces hidden behind scarves and hats bracing against the wind. Heating systems are working overtime, running almost non-stop just to keep homes livable. This constant demand is driving up energy bills, straining household budgets, and leaving many to make tough choices between warmth and other essentials. For some, the spike in costs is a source of real anxiety. The city's infrastructure is under immense stress. Frozen pipes burst, flooding basements and streets. Water main breaks are becoming more frequent, and emergency crews are stretched thin. For the homeless, the risks are even greater, as shelters fill up and exposure to the elements becomes a matter of survival. Local businesses are feeling the pinch too. Many have had to close their doors temporarily, losing valuable income. Even simple daily routines, like walking to the store or commuting to work, have become hazardous, with icy sidewalks and snow-covered roads increasing the risk of accidents and injuries. The ground is frozen solid, making it impossible for moisture to seep in. Lakes and ponds are locked beneath thick layers of ice, and the landscape is blanketed in snow. The air itself feels heavy, as if it's holding its breath, waiting for the next round of snow and ice to arrive. Any new storm will hit an already vulnerable landscape, magnifying its impact. Snowplows work around the clock, but the accumulation is relentless, and trees weakened by ice are at risk of snapping under the weight of fresh snow. For many, the question isn't whether it will rain or snow. The cold is simply too entrenched for anything but more winter weather. Families bundle up for even the shortest trips outside, and the thermometer rarely offers any hope of relief. That's why the details of these next storms matter so much. Meteorologists pore over weather maps, searching for any sign of change, while residents keep a close eye on forecasts, hoping for a break in the pattern. The stage is set by weeks of Arctic air, and every new flake of snow adds to the burden. Frost creeps across windows, ice crystals form intricate patterns on tree branches, and the snow piles higher with each passing day. Now, as the city waits, there's a sense of anxious anticipation. People peer out frosted windows, parks lie empty beneath heavy clouds, and everyone wonders how the next acts of this relentless winter drama will unfold. Here's what's ahead. First, the midweek clipper brings 1 ton to 3 inches of snow, with higher totals in the mountains and a risk of freezing rain. Expect a messy Wednesday commute and a brief warm-up, but watch for refreezing and black ice by Thursday morning. Stay cautious on the roads, especially after the storm passes. Then, all eyes turn to the Valentine's Day weekend storm. Track uncertain, impacts huge. Will it be flooding rain for the southeast, or a snow and ice storm for the northeast? We'll know soon. Don't let your guard down. Stay informed and check local forecasts often. Prepare your car and home for winter disruptions. This winter isn't over, and the next chapter could be the most dramatic yet. We'll keep tracking every development and bring you updates as they come. Stay safe, stay ready, and keep watching the skies.